All right, Bomb Squad, before we get started on today's adventure, I want to send a big shout out to John Mitchell. I've adopted him as a new artist. He doesn't know that yet, but he didn't even get a chance to meet him. But I met the gentleman from the Too Tall Okie Signs and Such in Dewey, Oklahoma. They gave me the Hard Luck Award for wadding my car up, but I was dragging it around the adventure and they thought it was pretty cool that I didn't just tuck my tail and go home. So they had original artwork in the building and I was drooling over it. It's Ratfink style, super phenomenal. It was all hand done. The guy goes, oh yeah, the artist is out here. Long story short, I followed him on Facebook. I watched him draw a couple pictures in the course of like one day, and I reached out to him and I commissioned him to do a Maliboom with a monster. Here it is, check it out. The original artwork is on its way. I already have the file sent over to make stickers for my boy SoCal Sticker Kings. If you need stickers, please hit him up, reach out to me, I'll get you in touch. Best stickers around. And we're gonna sell them. All the proceeds are going to help rebuild the Maliboom. It's a limited run. I have about 300 stickers, and then I believe I'm gonna sell them for around $10 a piece. And again, all the money will help me rebuild the car. A lot of people have reached out and asked how they could help. I'm gonna put my PayPal link in my Instagram. I'll put it on my YouTube page as well. And then you can just go there and tell me to send you a sticker, give me an address, and I will shoot it off to you. And like I said, they're already in the works, and I couldn't be more excited. So thank you for all the help. Thank you for the support. On with the show. What is up, Bomb Squad? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. Today's adventure is pretty much disassembling the front end, taking the drivetrain out of the Maliboom and getting it ready so we can load it on a trailer at some point, hopefully soon in the near future, and have it put on a frame rack and straightened all up. So we're gonna try to take as much junk off the front as we can today. It is Sunday, it's pretty hot. So I want to work, but we got regular jobby job tomorrow, so I don't want to get too wasted and not have any energy. I've been going gangbusters ever since Rocky Mountain Race Week. I got back and I really haven't stopped, so we're gonna see how far we can get. If we can at least get the drivetrain out, that's cool. Maybe get the turbo off, a few things like that, maybe look at that, but we'll see how we go. I always try to bite off more than I can chew. So less yapping, more investigating and taking things apart. So let's get started. Ooh, look at that. Oh, we gotta put that little spacer guy. I might as well do that before I forget. When everything was hanging, I didn't have a lot of room, so I just put enough on there. But yeah, here's that guy. Here's that guy. I mean, you can see the distance there, and the distance there, it's not, I mean, this is less from there to there. So this needs to come out. But in all reality, man, I mean, it's bent, but I feel like it's salvageable. I really hope it is fixable because I'd really like to bring the boom back. And I don't know, when you smash up a bunch of stuff, it looks worse, but you start putting things on, you go, hey, that's not quite as bad. Look at that guy. Blah. Smash. So the crossovers, okay, and then this dude, look at that. Finally broke a weld on one of these. Everybody kept saying, oh, those welds aren't gonna last. Well, looks like you guys are right. When you hit a wall, the weld will break off. So the hot side is basically junk. These guys saw a little action. This dude got pancakes, so I'm hoping we can take this off and we will inspect the compressor housing, and I'll take the blanket off. Obviously this is tougher than this, so it doesn't look like it got into it, so we'll take this off and see how she goes. We got one of our wastegates, which is funny because I wonder how thick that is. I mean, I'm not going to try to reuse it. This guy looks okay. Yeah, and then I've got a thick flange. That looks like that moved over like a little bit because I had this mounted, obviously hard mounted to the chassis to hold this big old mamma jamma. So, all right, well, let's start by just taking some of this junk off. Then we'll get it jacked up, and like I said, we'll crawl underneath, and I think I'm gonna pull the transmission with it because the transmission needs to go back to Jason. So, disassembly, here we go. I wanted to share this with you guys. These are the water lines that go to my water to air. This is where they go in, right? This is where my tire is. That back tire, it's behind the car, but it's in line. If this thing started leaking, guess where that fluid would end up? So, moving forward, I'm gonna be super conscious about where water is, where my tires are, for good reason. So, I think this is gonna go away. I don't think we're gonna run this one. And I will just sell it, I think, for whatever I can get out of it. And then I think I'm gonna do a sandwich one, because I will have another belly pan. And again, if it leaked or whatever, it would leak on the motor. The motor's hot, hopefully it would evaporate if it was a small leak. And if it was a big one, hopefully the pan, by the time it wet all this stuff and then wet the pan, and it's in the center of the vehicle. So yeah, we're timid, we're gun shy. I gotta change the front end anyway. We'll rethink it, maybe if I could locate this somewhere else. But even then, I don't know, man, because I don't know. I mean, maybe I could stick it like on that side of the car, back here or something. But even then, we're still, water and slicks just don't mix. Maybe that could be a sticker, huh? Water and slicks don't mix. Anyway, back to disassembly. I want to share that with you guys before I took it out of the car, and just let you know that I think we're going to change this up, because I am a little gun shy about that. So here's a quick look at our friend. Yeah, so this thing is O-ringed. There's no sort of sealant or nothing to like stick that guy down, and then they just push it in. So it's got to be like an interference fit with an O-ring, I guess. So I just smack that thing, bop, and then you're race ready. So yeah, I don't even think I'm gonna swap meet that thing. We'll probably just hang it on the wall or something. All right, so this is as far as we got. It looked like the radiator, we'll have to see if this guy is tweaked a bit. This was in the core support, as where the other one was bolted to it, the radiator. So it's bent up a little. It's not bad, but it's not square. So we will definitely be reaching out to Champion Cooling Systems. That radiator was phenomenal, but with it being twisted, I don't want, if it's compromised again with the water, homie ain't playing with all that stuff again. So also, if we tube the front end out, when it comes to cooling, and I'm going to cover all this because this is a drag and drive channel now, cooling is your best friend, especially when you're driving a street car. That radiator was phenomenal for what it was. It fit this core size that we had. Well, we're going to dream up the front supports, and I bet I can dream a little bit bigger than that radiator if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So we will do that. And then I've got a brushless fan that we're gonna put on. That's gonna be awesome. But first things first, let's continue with old broken over here. Look at that. Whoop. And then that dude back there is mangled. So, all right, let's roll.
Daisy's blooming.
Check that out. That mounts like whoop, and then this one too, because I had the plates but I still had mounts, and then this one was just sitting, it wasn't bolted in, but it grabbed that leg too. So I wonder how much of the structure, because I had it tied in here, you know, kept this thing kind of from moving. But yeah, it definitely took a hit, man. That was a hard hit. You know, it all happens real quick and you're like, it was bad, but maybe it wasn't that bad. That's a lot to move all that steel around. That's no joke. So yeah, we did good, man. I'm thankful to be all right. But yeah, look at that. Wow. So looks like we nicked that guy too. So we'll get this. The exhaust is kind of bent up, obviously the flanges and stuff. Your boy's welding though. Look at that. Might be ugly, but we passed. I mean, if you can fold it in like that and it's not pulling on anything, ripping it, huh? So that's pretty cool. Although it's all welded into this flange. We'll have to see about cutting all that stuff out of there, man. I don't know. It might be worth it just to get a new flange and start over. Man, oh man. I can cut that double slip out though. I'll cut this here, cut it back there, because those double slips are kind of spendy. We'll salvage as much as we can anyway. So, get these wires off. That gets out of the way. Look at this thing. That thing's tacoed. We'll get these this stuff all out of the way. And then we can take motor mounts, at least pull this out. And then we will go from there. I think I can just take this plate off because those mounts are there, so we'll do that. So we'll get this out of the way, a few lines. This is another interesting one too. So it moved and then that got pushed and then it blew the freaking guts out of my oil pressure transducer. So I wonder if I could just stuff that old in there. Push roll back, come on, just work, damn you. So that transducer's probably junk. Anyway, a few more things, let's keep rolling.
Sundress swaying in the breeze. I can't stop staring. You've put a spell on me, and I hope that you never decide to sit.
Alright, so we took the starter off. We got some bad news. It busted the block. And then somebody's like, oh, your torque converter looks loose. Yeah, it sure is. They're all tweaked. I only had three dudes on there, and they're all tweaked. So, yeah, so this broke and shifted a little bit. So that is a bummer because, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could weld that, but I'm not in the business of trying to weld stuff. Like if that's broke, I don't know. I'm not worried about it, but yeah, look at that gap. So that's a bummer. I was trying to put this in my wife's car, so we'll figure that out as we go. And then it looks like the Maliboom is gonna need an engine as well, so probably like an iron 6-liter. That's the plan anyway, but I was hoping that one was salvageable. Well, we'll keep an eye out because all the internals and pistons and stuff, I have another set of pistons too for this 6.2, so we'll just show up all that and then move on. But let me get all the rest of the stuff out from underneath and we'll see if we can't yank this thing out. Got old Betsy out. This was folded, I had to cut it off. The block is broken, and then looks like I owe Jason a transmission housing, so that's awesome. Technically, bro, she needed a rebuild anyway. That's what I'm gonna tell myself, but yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, I guess you could weld that, but I don't know. I'd just rather replace that thing. So not good. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it for today. There's no sense in you guys watching me try to clean. I got some oil, got a mess. We got the motor out. I'm gonna take the harness, the turbo, everything off the front. This will all get taken off the car, and then we'll leave the steering on there so obviously we can move it around. Hot side, turbo, all that stuff. So we'll basically strip all this stuff off, and then I will contact the dude that's going to hopefully straighten the frame up. And yeah, you know, you don't know what you get yourself into until you start taking them apart. So yeah, motor, toast. Transmission, housing, toast. The converter got roughed up a little bit. We'll probably send that back just so they can inspect it, because there's no point in trying to put all that in a new build in a fresh transmission and eating stuff. So yeah, moral of the story, kids, don't hit the wall. And you won't have to deal with any of this stuff. But we're gonna keep trucking. Like I said, we'll get this thing hopefully squared up enough that we can clip it. We'll come back hopefully better. It's gonna be a longer journey than expected, but we're gonna make the trek together. You guys leave the bombs, booms, all that stuff. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the support. Until next time, you guys know what to do. I'm out.
The way you're moving, it's got me moving my own feet. The greatest feeling